Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an update for you for the Panner's Pan. And even though I feel like I made some really nice progress on some of these products usage-wise, still a little disappointed by the actual progress. But let's take a look at all of them. Starting off with number 1, DaVinci Cosmetics. My pigment, I have used this one 22 times since last time, bring me to a total of 305 uses. And once again, I did not make any noticeable, remarkable progress on this guy. I've used it in my inner corner for another 22 times. I've been traveling as well and I did not bring this with me, so I could have possibly had another like 7 to 10 more uses on it. I'm filming a little bit late. But yeah, no noticeable progress. I am thinking I'm gonna have to use this as a lid shade sometime soon to be able to actually make this an interesting product in this project again. But either way, it's just interesting to see how ridiculously long it takes to get through one of these products, especially if you only use them in your inner corner. Yeah. So that's number 1. I don't know if I mentioned that was in the shade Dejavous. It is in the shade Dejavous. Let's move on. Product number 2, my Yves Saint Laurent lipstick in the color I don't know. This is where I am with that one. I have used it 3 times over the last month, which is not too bad. I'm getting so close on my Clinique lipstick that that's the only thing I keep gravitating towards. Like, the weather is definitely getting better now, so I do feel like wearing this one a little bit more. I'm wearing it today. For some reason it just is more intense than I thought it was, but I think that over the last couple of years I've gotten so used to wearing bright shades because I just didn't have any like more neutral shades left anymore, that I didn't think this was a bright shade anymore. And now like it's a bright shade, but I'm wearing a lip gloss on top of it right now that tones it down a little bit as well. Anyway, 3 uses bring me a total of 42 uses on this guy, and no visible progress on this one either, sadly enough. But since I'm finishing off that Clinique shade very likely in the next week or so, I'm hoping that I will start using this one a little bit more as well, even though I did roll a more neutral shade into that same project as well, the deck of panning projects, but we'll see. Next we have my concealer from MAC. This is the MAC Studio Fix 24 Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. I have mine in NW24, which I don't know, with the weather getting better, I don't know if it's gonna stay the same shade wise. I have today taken out the stopper on this guy because I really couldn't get anything out anymore, and there really isn't loads left in here anymore. I've marked it kind of where the product is right now, and of course I can actually scrape out a bit more along the sides, but there really isn't much along the sides either. So I'm curious to see if I might be able to finish this one off by next time. The amount of progress that I made doesn't seem like as much in comparison to the previous times, but I think that's just because I've been trying to like scrape out little bits, and of course you don't really see that reflected in the product going down, but possibly a rollout for next time. Then we have the NYX Yellow Gold Pigments, which I have used a lot. I've been using this pretty much like the looks that I've been doing are basically I'm using either the red or the blue from my Pigment palette when I'm not working on anything Pigment eyeshadows, that is. And I use this as kind of the inner part, and then the red or the blue on the outer part. For the blue, that means that the look doesn't become too blue, and for the red it tones it down a little bit, so that works perfectly. Today I have that as well. I have the yellow on with the red on the outside, and then the gray and the medium brown for my Pigment palette as well. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, and I have used it 22 times since last time, which brings me to a total of 64 uses. I forgot to say for the concealer I have used 210 uses right now after using it another 28 times. But for this one, 22 more uses, 64 in total. And even with those 22 uses, which is 1/3 of like all the use I've done on this product basically, I cannot make a new mark, which tells me that I've probably marked it wrong once before, because I cannot imagine that 22 uses is not making any difference, especially since this I am using a fair bit on my lid. So yeah, I noticed I'm forgetting to tell you guys who I rolled the products in for. I do want to make sure I do the shout outs, because that's what this project is a little bit about as well. This one is in here for Alexy from Alexandra Josten, who isn't really making videos anymore, sadly enough. My Yves Saint Laurent lipstick is in here for Rebeca S, or Penning and Stuff. Always wearing the bright lip shades. She's a queen at going through them as long as she isn't wearing masks too often. The concealer was in here for Steph Lyons, for like the Partners in Cream project that she and Berlin did together. This one is in here for Jessica, because the project where they tried to pan like pigments or powdery products like this, loose powders, was a Fantastic Ladies project, and she is one of the creators of that Fantastic Lady community. And then lastly, I've got my Vice palette here that's in here for Elisabeth Christensen, and I have used this one, sadly enough, only 3 times. I try to always go for 5, but I had a trip right in between when I was trying to focus on getting those 5 uses in, and then when I came back I kind of forgot, and it was actually already time to film. So yeah, this is a shade that I have been working on for Elisabeth. She also has this palette, which is why I chose this palette, and then I randomly generated this specific shade. 3 uses bringing me to a total of 23. There is a dip in there, but there definitely is not like a huge dip in there yet, so I think I'm gonna get up to somewhere between 40 and 50 uses before I hit pan on this shade, but let's see. I do really like the shade though. It has a bit of a golden sheen in it, and that makes it way more wearable than it just being that taupey greeny shade, because the golden shade makes it basically, it could be a one shadow look type of situation if I would ever go for just one shadow, because I'm working on so many shadows that it's unlikely for me to do a one shadow look, because I feel like that means that I am not efficiently using my eyeshadows, because more shadows is better when you're trying to pan them. Yeah, that's just how my head works. Anyway, yeah, that is it for today. As I said, I'm really hoping I can finish off this guy by next time. I'm also hoping to make some noticeable progress on this one. And if I keep doing what I was doing, I really think I should be able to have noticeable progress on the yellow gold pigment as well. So, and hopefully another 5 uses on my Vice palette shade. And yeah, that's really it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye!